Everybody, my name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. You're in First Appearance Magistrate Court. Today you're going to be informed of the charges and we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero at the main jail from the Public Defender's Office, and we have Miss Julie Chase. If you could give a wave, Julie, they could see you, in the main courtroom. We also have, if you have a private attorney, please let me know when you step up to the podium. First case that we are going to begin with today is Tabitha Woodard. She with you?
I believe she's on her way, Judge.
All right, so let's skip her then. Keep going. Edward Jorgensen. Jorgensen. Okay, let's skip her. Alan Arabi.
Your Honor?
Yes. Tell me where you are. Paul Ryan?
Conti.
Conti, thank you.
How do I do this? It's here.
Hold on one second. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Says Judge Powell and Kim Teresa Malika. All right, let's leave him here. Let me just finish. I'll give him back to you in a second. All right, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Okay. I only got one person.
Who?
He's the only 30-day guy we have.
All right. You got it.
You said I can call.
I said you could call.
Thank you.
All right. Who is it?
Finn Fitzpatrick.
Finn Fitzpatrick?
Page 2.
Okay, I don't know why, but he's one of the names. Here you go, Jackie. And the other one says Judge Millie Rodriguez Powell. Let me just save this other one for a second. Okay. Okay, this is page 2 of the second look docket.
Your Honor, we've not filed an information.
Okay, so this is a motion for ROR. Sir, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. The state hasn't filed formal charges yet.
Thank you.
All right, so but the only bad news about it is it doesn't mean that the state won't file charges in the future, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Keep looking on the clerk of court or keep your address up to date. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a great weekend. I'll see you Tuesday.
You too. Okay.
All right, so do we have Tabitha yet?
That's supposed to be curious.
No?
No, she's still on her way, Judge.
All right, so let's start with, let me try, Edward Carl Jorgensen, J-O.
Mr. Jorgensen, come on up. He's approaching, Judge.
And then after him is Alan Arabi.
She's a medical reset.
Who is?
North Broward, Arabi.
Oh, no, Robbie. Oh, boss. Oh, that's
All right, let's wait a second on Arabi. Okay, Edward Jorgensen. Sir, you're charged with prostitution, offer to commit, engage, first offense. Court does find probable cause, $300
Being
bond.
arrested for this, right?
Yes, I was headed to my sister's house.
Okay, ROR state?
It's fine.
ROR. Sir, hold on, don't go anywhere too fast. Your mailing address, 2609 Southwest 13th Place, Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there an apartment number?
No, sir. I mean, no, ma'am.
That's all right. Everybody's been doing that all day. I must look like a man today. But anyway, make sure you look for your court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Elaine Arabi now. What page is he on the regular docket?
2.
This is operating without a valid DL. $25 bond.
I tried to speak with him earlier. North Broward advised he was a medical reset.
Okay. For $25. Okay. Just wanna make a note of that.
I don't know. Let's try again. I could try again, Judge.
It's okay. Thank you. Okay, next person's going to be Christopher Obasi.
She's calling people.
Mr. Abbasi is here present, Judge. Come on up, Mr. Abbasi.
She likes to hear from the jail. I told her that, but he's already
He's,
said
he's requesting our award, Judge.
Okay, state.
it's okay.
Okay,
He is. And do you have Ray?
okay, Mr. Obasi, $300 bond, prostitution, first offense, court finds probable cause. Is your mailing address 301 Northwest 20th Ave, number 6 Hollywood?
Yes.
All right, ROR, thank you, sir, good luck to you.
Thanks.
Next one is Jean Maxey.
He's gonna require a Creole interpreter, Judge.
Judge, if I can, I already called for Creole interpreter. I was advised that they do not have a Creole interpreter after in the PM on Fridays at all. Then they put me on hold and went and double checked, and they have no Creole.
Does he understand?
He speaks a little bit of English, and what he wanted me to do is ask for an ROR, but the state doesn't have
That's
an
fine.
objection.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, ROR. Vincent Campbell.
Mr. Campbell, come on up, sir.
Mr. Campbell, possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less.
amazing.
Driving while license is suspended. Second offense, bond set at $100 on 1, count 2 doesn't require a bond. Court finds probable cause. Is your mailing address, sir? 1420 Northwest 3rd Terrace, Pompano Beach, sir?
Yes.
All right, what say you, defense?
We're requesting an ROR, Judge.
It's fine, Judge.
Okay, ROR. Larry Ray.
I just spoke to North Broward.
Oh, that's Mr. Shate.
Right. I spoke to North Broward. They're bringing him over from intake. I wasn't sure if we needed him for this, if we were going to have Mr. Shate.
Yes, Mr. Shate's coming.
Okay, perfect. He should be.
Okay, Terry Gibbs.
Mr. He's on recall, Judge.
Okay, he's a violation of parole anyway. Azil Baker.
Mr. Baker, come on up, please.
Mr. Baker, you have 3 counts, possession of a weapon or ammo by a convicted Florida felon. We need to talk about bond. Counts 4 and 5 are possession of PVP, $1,000 each. Count 6 is grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, State?
Your Honor, one moment. I'm gonna be requesting, count 1, $15,000, count 2 and 3, $7,500 each. My concern, among the allegations, it is alleged that Mr. Baker was willing to negotiate with undercover detectives about getting them stolen AR-15 rifles.
Okay. Defense?
Judge, Mr. Baker's been living here his whole entire life. He's 35 years old. At this time, he's unemployed. He's currently looking for work. He lives in Fort Lauderdale with his girlfriend. His girlfriend is the person right now that's helping him financially, and she works at Checkers. So, Judge, I'd ask you to consider a $500 bond on 1, $500 on 2, $500 on 3.
Okay, count 1 is going to be $10,000. Count 2 is going to be $5,000. Count 3 is going to be $1,000. Counts 4 and 5, I'll set at $1 each. Count 6, I'll set at $9.99. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, and weapons, sir. Good luck to you. Next one's going to be Glenroy Hessing.
Judge, recall.
Thank you. Travis Coney.
Mr. Coney, come on up, please.
Mr. Coney, good afternoon, sir. You have a possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Hold on, this was the one.
Don't see it.
I don't either. That's the one.
Yeah.
I don't see a test date.
Your Honor, I would ask that this be reset for Sunday, for perfection.
48 hours?
Yes.
Could we address whether or not we would stipulate if we could agree that he could be released ROR, or depending on the circumstances?
I wouldn't agree to an ROR, even if it stated it was tested. He was convicted of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon last year.
Has he failed to appear?
I'd have to check, Your Honor, but he's a convicted violent offender. He was arrested on that ag assault. He was arrested last year for violation of pretrial, damaging his GPS monitor. Arrested in 2016 on KPS failure to appear. 2015 on a KPS failure
So, 2017, he damaged the GPS monitor?
and violated his pretrial on the ag assault, yes.
Okay. Okay. So we'll reset it for Sunday. Okay? $1,000 bond. Thank you. Armando Hernandez.
Judge, on Mr. Coney, I'm sorry, we're resetting it for Sunday? Okay.
And I'm keeping the bond at
Keeping
$1,000.
the bond at $1,000, so we could still vote
Okay, thank
If
you.
you didn't have those priors, I mean, I would think otherwise,
Understood.
but
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Okay, Mr. Hernandez, you have possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cannabis, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is possess cannabis over 20 grams, $1,000 bond. 3 and 4 traffic infractions, disobey or avoid a red light turning, unlawful speed. Both of those are not for magistrate. The court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, Mr. said his bond should have already been posted. Is there any way we can check?
Says mailing address 8428 Miramar Parkway, Miramar.
Yes, ma'am. That is correct, Judge.
Ivy? We check for his bond, Mr. Armando Hernandez.
I'll do it right now. All right, thank you. Bye.
And then we have Marlon Lewis Turner. It has been posted. Thank you.
Judge, if I may, Mr.
Post
Ray,
this way, so down
Huh?
the middle and outside.
Mr. Ray, on page 3, he is available at North Broward. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Larry
You're
Ray,
gonna
North
go to the podium
Broward.
right now, okay? Your case is being called, okay?
She's calling.
He's on with the PD.
Right, I'm,
These are municipal ordinances.
exactly. So I didn't need to speak to him, but he's there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait. Let me get Mr. Shate.
All
Let me
right.
see where he is.
Just the issue that they were explaining is he needs to have the intake completed, so if we could,
Oh, I thought it was someone.
anyway.
He's on magistrate docket, so they're gonna have to wait.
I guess he was en route from Maine to there.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I
I saw the.
I was just trying to get him pulled.
Mr. Shate, we have someone that, did you get the message? Okay. His name is Larry Ray, and he has 8 capiases. And they're all $1,000 except $25. We need to address it, and somebody needs to, you need to call him. Therefore, the carrying the open containers, they set it $1,000 each. Let me see what judge it is. Judge Mindy Solomon. So, open container 1,000. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 open containers and 1 no lodging on city-owned property. The capiases on the open container are 1,000 each. So he has 7 open containers, $7,000 bond. He has a capias, no lodging on city-owned property, $25 bond, and that was from Division SC. I think that's Judge Francois. North Broward, do you have the number? He's right there by the phone. His name is Larry Ray. All right, do you know the number back here? Mr. Shate's going to be calling Mr. Ray to speak to him.
Does he have the number, Your Honor?
He's calling right now from his cell. Thank you. All right. So are we going back to Terry Lee Gibbs? Is he there?
Who's it, Judge? I'm sorry.
I think he's with you, Terry Lee Gibbs.
Terry Lee Gibbs? Not here yet. It's on his way, but Judge, they brought the female, Miss Tabitha Woodard.
Oh, good. We'll get rid of that case.
Miss Woodard, come on up.
Is this Regina Hawkins from this morning to Judge Wren? Okay, just wanted to make sure.
No, this is Tabitha Woodard.
No. I'm talking about an order I have here.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Tabitha Woodard. Is that your name, ma'am?
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you? You have resisting an officer without violence, trespassing, occupied structure, or conveyance. $100 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
We're going to be requesting an ROR on Miss Woodard's behalf.
Your Honor.
751 Northwest 18th Street, Pompano Beach.
Yes.
Your Honor, I would have requested, I had an offer, and if she doesn't want to, my request would be pretrial. She just pled out a resisting without violence a couple months ago. She just got off probation after she violated probation on a grand theft and got out of jail around June of this year. In this case, the officers are pursuing a vehicle she's in, and she jumps from the moving vehicle and runs from law enforcement.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
They did run through a property, okay. All right, you're asking for ROR. You're saying she just was charged with...
She just pled out a resisting without violence.
All right, I'm going to put her on pretrial. I don't know what's going on, why they're running through other people's properties. So, standard pretrial, no return to this address. And the address is 2845 Northwest 13th Court. I mean, do we really need to do a no return, or? All right.
She's already been trespassed warrant wherever that location
Okay.
is.
So. All right, standard pretrial supervision. It's very hard for me to concentrate. Sheila, or who's ever there, can you do me a favor and please write it down? You guys, I really can't concentrate. It's really not fair to me. You're gonna have to write it down, or we can take a break. I'm gonna be taking a break at 2:30, so. Okay, standard pretrial supervision. You told her 24 hours, right?
Yes, I did, Judge, and I did inform her it's going to be open on Monday, so she would have to report on Monday before 12 noon.
Perfect. Okay, Terry Lee Gibbs, not there yet. Glenroy Hessing.
On his way.
Okay. How about Marlon Turner?
He's here, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Turner, good afternoon, sir. You have a grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is resisting an officer obstructing without violence, $100 bond. Count 3 is a probation violation. There's a no bond hold. Counts 4, 5, and 6 are grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond on each one. Count 7 is a violation of probation on a misdemeanor. That is a no hold, not for magistrate. And he also has count 8, flee or eluding a law enforcement officer, light siren active, $2,500 bond. Court does find probable cause. This is mailing address 5365 Southwest 133rd Avenue, Miramar, Florida.
Yes. Yes, Judge.
Okay, what say you?
Judge, I understand he has no bond holds. However, if those are misdemeanor offenses, if he manages to get them resolved, he's going to be relying on his mom to post his bond. She can come up with some money. The only thing I'd be requesting is on count 8. Would Your Honor consider a reduction from $2,500 to $1,000?
Your Honor, I think $2,500 is appropriate, considering, based on his own admission, he fled from law enforcement because he knew he had warrants. There's a concern for his future appearance in court.
And Judge, would you then consider an ROR on counts 4, 5, and 2?
Again, he's out of state prison about a year. He was released in 2017 for 4 counts of identity theft, and now on 3 separate occasions he goes to the same Home Depot and commits grand theft. And when he was arrested fleeing and eluding, he was in a stolen car. I'm asking that the bonds be kept in place, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Shade, hold on, okay? I'm going to put you on speaker. Just let us finish this one hearing. Okay. Okay, what was the last sentence?
While he was fleeing from law enforcement, he was in a stolen car. So I'm asking that. I think these are appropriate bonds.
You're asking for what? How much total?
Judge, I needed just a reduction of $1,500. He believes his mom.
Tell me the total you want.
A total I want, if that was $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, Judge.
All right, I am going to put him on a GPS. Level 2. I'm going to make count 1 $1,000, count 2 I'll ROR, count 3 he's going to have a no bond hold, unless you want me to do $1 instead of an ROR.
The misdemeanor's attached with the felony, so I believe he's going to get time for that.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Counts 4, 5, and 6. Hold on. Count 4 is 1,000. Count 5 is 500. 2,025. Count 6, I'll do 250. Count 8, I'll do 2,500. GPS level 2. No contact with any of the victims of any of the alleged vehicles or property. Thank you. All right, let's go to North Broward and let's call Larry Ray. Mr. Larry Ray, North Broward. Hello, Mr. Ray, how are you?
Hello, I'm okay.
All right, Mr. Ray, we have your attorney, Mr. Shade, on the phone. You spoke to him today?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you what you're charged with. You have 8 counts.
Right.
So counts 1 through 8, except for 1, are all carrying an open container. They're all set at it's a capias saying you failed to show up for court. Your division judge said $1,000 bond on each one. I believe it's Judge Solomon, I'm not sure. And then on the capias, I know for some of them you are, but the capias misdemeanor came from no lodging on city-owned property, $25 bond. It's either Judge Backman or Judge Francois.
Right.
What say you, Mr. So it's a total of $7,025 in capiases. What say you, Mr. Shade?
Mr. Ray, his only concern is he'd like to get out today if possible. Won't be able to afford the bond, and he also wants to, if he does have to take a day or two sentence, he needs to be out by the 11th to meet his wife at the train station.
All right, I don't have a problem with the open containers to an adjudication time served. He's already got some time in anyway, so
Great.
if that's what he wants to do, the only bad news is on each separate case, he's going to get $78. I have to impose court costs. I'll give you 6 months to pay that. If you don't pay it, then they're going to suspend your license. If you get caught driving while your license is suspended, you'll get a $25 late fee on each one, and it will affect your credit. So what would you like to do, Mr. Shate?
Because I informed him of all of that, he still said that he'd like to go forward.
Okay. All right, sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. Is your name, you can put your hand down, is your name Larry Ray?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Ray, your attorney, Mr. Shate, who's on the phone, you said you could hear him, has advised me that you want to give up your right to a trial, admit to the charges today, and also give up your right to have the city of Hollywood prove their cases against you. Is that correct? Want to waive your right to a trial? Waive your right to have the city prove the case against you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so in other words, you want to resolve your case today.
Well, I don't have any money today.
All right, here's the thing. You know, if you tell, one of the questions that I'm going to ask, if you want to resolve your case today, I'll do an adjudication in time served.
Okay.
I'll lower your bond, but I don't want you to feel like you have to, you know, plea out to these cases because you can't afford the bond. Do you want a trial or do you want to admit to the charges?
I think it would be best to just admit to the charges. And
you have to be certain. It can't be wishy-washy. It has to be, you want to give up your right to a trial, you don't want to come back, and you want to plead either guilty or no contest.
Okay.
I don't want to pressure you, so it's up to you.
Oh, no, you're not. No, it's fine. No contest, okay? And yes, I will give up my right to the trial. I'm not going to go to trial. I'm not going to fight.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to give up your right to a trial and a right to have the city of Hollywood prove their case against you.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
Not at the moment. No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
Yes.
Don't tell me what it is, just yes or no.
Okay. Yes.
Does your mental illness affect your ability, sir, to understand what's going on here today?
No.
Okay. And you've had enough of time to speak to your attorney, Mr. Shate?
Yes, I would like to speak with him a little bit more when I'm done, if that's okay.
Okay, do you need to speak to him before you plead guilty or no contest to all these charges?
I want to plead, no contest.
Okay, listen to my question. I'm going to ask you how you want to plead to these charges. I need to know, you said you're going to plead no contest, I believe, or you did. Do you need more time to speak to Mr. Shate before we wrap this up? Or do you want to speak to him before we finalize it and I rubber stamp this?
Okay, let me speak with him and then I'll
call
come back
him back, Mr. Shate. Thank you.
Okay, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Thank you.
Terry Gibbs.
Yes.
Yes. North Broward.
Oh,
I'm sorry. No, it's okay. Okay, Deputy at North Broward, you might want to mute the mic. We missed you yesterday, by the way. Okay. Is Terry Gibbs back?
Yes, he's here, Judge.
Perfect.
Come on. And right now they're bringing him up because he's in a wheelchair, Judge.
All right, no problem.
Be careful, sir. And, perfect. Be careful, sir.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Gibbs.
Good afternoon.
You have a violation of parole. You're going to be held no bond. The parole board will come out and speak to you soon, okay?
Good luck, sir. Okay.
Thank you. Glenroy Hessing. Ms. Here you go. Harry.
Mr. Hessing is here present, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Hessing, you have assault on an officer, firefighter, EMT, $100 bond. Count 2 is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver PVP, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver alprazolam, Xanax, $1,000 bond. Count 4 is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver oxycodone, $2,500 bond. Counts 5 is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cannabis, $1,000 bond. Count 6, possession of THC, $1,000 bond. Count 7 is fleeing with disregard of safety to persons or property. We need to talk about bond. Count 8 is driving while license is suspended. First offense, $100 bond. Counts 9, 10, 11, and 12, and actually 13, 9, 10, 11, 12 are not for magistrate. Those are civil traffic infractions, disobeying or avoiding a red light, avoiding a traffic device. Hold on, Mr. Shate. Unlawful speed posted. It's not for magistrate. Counts 13 through 17 are probation violations. You have no bond holds for those. Court does find probable cause. What say you, State?
Well, Your Honor, first on count 1, I'm going to be requesting a $20,000 bond. I know the officer booked it as an assault on an officer, but this reads as an aggravated assault. The allegation being that he intentionally drove his vehicle while fleeing at Officer Linares in an attempt to strike her. She took evasive action to avoid being struck, and she stated she felt if she did not take this evasive action, she could have been seriously injured or killed, and that would be an aggravated assault. On count 7, fleeing with disregard of safety, I'm requesting a $10,000 bond. Additionally, Your Honor, I'm requesting these bonds because he committed these actions while on probation for possession of firearm or ammunition by a delinquent, adjudicated delinquent, burglary of an occupied dwelling, grand theft. He went to prison on those offenses with probation upon his release. My concern that he took these measures to avoid being arrested, I've got concerns about his future appearance in court should he be released on his probation holds.
Okay, defense.
Judge, he's 20 years old, been here his whole life. He works for HBI Plumbing, makes approximately $14 an hour. He lives in Palm Beach with his mom. His mom is the person that he's going to be calling to help post his monetary bond. We do realize he has no bond holds out of Palm Beach. We'd be asking you to consider a $1,000 bond on count 1 and a $1,000 bond on count 7, leaving all the other standard bonds in place, Judge. And a photo order so we can photograph the injuries Mr. Hessing sustained.
Okay, court will grant your request for a photo order, 1,000 on 1. Counts 2 and 3, I'm going to make, or I'll tell you what, I'm going to make it $9.99, $9.99 from counts 1 through 7. Sorry, 6. Count 7, I am going to do a $7,500 bond. Count 8, I'm going to do a $1 bond. And the rest are not for magistrate. Any special conditions, State?
In light of the, Your Honor, yes, I'm going to request the GPS monitor. If he can be brought back from Palm Beach County if he's there in his VOPs to have the monitor placed on him.
Okay, I'm going to do a GPS, but I am going to do an open schedule. Thank you. If he posts all those bonds. All right, let's go back to North Broward to Larry Ray. Hello, Mr. Ray.
Hello, I spoke with my attorney and I decided to plead what I said, no contest. And I know that my fines are going to be for court costs within 6 months, $600. And then as far as the case is concerned, I understand that it's going to be resolved. Right?
Yeah, you're going to be done with this except for paying.
Except for paying, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So that lifts all my warrants. I don't have to worry about the police coming up on me and taking me to jail. And Yeah, that's good. I figured that'll be better.
Do you want me to convert this to a civil lien? Mr.
Can
Shea?
you do that?
Judge, I mean, eventually he's still going to have to pay it back. He's going to have issues with the license.
Oh, I still gotta pay it back?
I mean,
Even though,
if he doesn't pay at the end of 6 months, Judge, we can convert it to a civil lien then. We wanted to pay it off.
All right. All right, so sir, you've had enough of time to speak to your attorney, Mr. Shea?
yes, I did.
All right.
I just have one question for you.
Sure.
Let's say I get the money and I want to pay it. Where do I go? Can I go to the Hollywood courthouse and
You
pay
can
it
go
there?
to any courthouse in Broward.
Oh, okay. Then I'll go to the Hollywood one. That's
Yep.
fine. And it's no tax or nothing. It's 600 exactly.
78 times 8. Just looking if there's 2 cases. All right, this is what the court's going to do. So you want to plead no contest to the 7 counts of open container and the no lodging on city-owned property, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you're satisfied with the advice of Mr. Shate?
Yes, I am.
Do you feel that pleading no contest is in your best interest?
I believe so. Yes. And I'd like to
You have
thank
to
him.
be sure. He'd like to thank you, by the
yes.
way.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. On counts 1 through, all the counts, the court's going to adjudicate in time served. Counts 1 through 5, the court's going to do $78 each. And I'm going to waive the court costs on 6, 7, and 8.
Thank you very much.
6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. Court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Adjudication time served, counts 1 through 5, $78 each. Waive court costs on 6, 7, and 8. 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted.
Okay.
All right, sir?
I just wanted to ask, what is the total amount? What's it add up to? I don't know the. So this way, when I go in there, I can just like say, here, I got the exact amount I need. I'm sorry, I don't mean to have you,
$390.
How much?
$390.
$390. Okay.
All right?
Okay, very good. All right.
Okay, you have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you don't have if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shade. Okay. We are back to Scott Sobin.
Mr. Sobin is here present, Judge. Come on up,
Sure.
Mr. Sobin.
Okay, Mr. Sobin, you have dealing in stolen property, $2,000 bond, grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is false owner info for pawn items less than $300, $2,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, we're going to be asking for a bond reduction on 1 and 3 from $2,000 to $1,000 on 1 and from $2,000 on 3 to $1,000. So a total bond of $3,000. Judge, he's living in Plantation.
All right, I'm confused. Count 1, you want 1,000.
Correct.
Count 2 is 1,000, and count 3 is 2,000.
Correct.
So what do you want? 1,000.
1,000. So a total bond of $3,000.
Okay, I get it. My bad. Okay.
He is working. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, he works at World of Beer, Judge. He's a cook, and financially, he believes that his father, he works in pest control, can come up with $300 with the bondsman. So that's why we're requesting that amount.
State.
Your Honor, I'm asking the court to keep Judge Bailey's bonds in place. In 2013, he had 2 cases. 1, burglary of a dwelling, dealing in stolen property, grand theft, false ownership info on a pawn item. Another case, dealing in stolen property, false ownership info on a pawn item, false report to law enforcement. In 2015, he was sentenced to just under 3 years in state prison.
Mailing address 6814 Northwest 14th Court Plantation.
Yes, ma'am.
$1,000 bond each count. Thank you, sir. John Matthew Farrells, please.
Mr. Farrells, come on up, please.
1,000 each. Mr. Farrells, how are you today, sir?
All right, how you doing?
Good. All right, you look like you're not feeling that well, so let me try to do this quickly. You have burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed. There's no bond attached to that right now. We have to talk about it. Count 2 is grand theft between $300 and $5,000. $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Court is going to order no return to La Vie Lebanese, which is a restaurant located at 281 Southwest 26th Avenue in Pompano Beach. If you go back there, you'll be arrested. What say you, State?
Your Honor, it looks like this is a burglary of a structure.
Yes, sir, it was a Lebanese restaurant, the same as his co-defendant in the AM.
Yes, would be requesting a $2,500 bond.
What did we do with his code?
It was a higher bond. I think it was $3,500, and I don't know if he did GPS. He had some priors also.
What? You what? Oh. Okay, what say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, unfortunately, Mr. Furrows is homeless and he's not working. He's been here his whole entire life. He's 37 years old. There's no one he knows that can post his bond, and no, he doesn't have any mailing address. So, Judge, considering, I believe, the state's in agreement of finding probable cause for a third-degree felony, we'd be asking you to consider releasing Mr. Furrows on standard pretrial release.
Okay, this is structure, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me his prior history again.
I'd have to check, Your Honor.
He entered through an unlocked rear door. Took multiple liquor bottles of 1865. What's the 5229 Northwest 4th Terrace, Pompano Beach?
My mother's old house.
Can you still get mail there?
No, she sold it. She recently deceased.
I'm sorry about that. Judge, it's not a valid address.
Where can you get mail? Any place?
No.
He was arrested this February on a failure to appear. Other than that, distributing marijuana 08.
Okay, defense, you're asking for?
Standard pretrial release, Judge.
I'm going to give him standard pretrial release, give him one shot. Sir, you have to report. You're not going to get out today in time, but if you get arrested, you're going to get a free ride back to the Broward County Jail. If you don't show up for your interview, you're going to get a free ride to the Broward County Jail. If you don't call in twice a week, you're going to get a free ride to the Broward County Jail. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, I just want to impress upon it, because last year you failed to appear.
Right, and then I turned myself in.
It doesn't matter. You have to appear.
Right, I understand.
You don't appear for court, or you don't comply with the terms and conditions of standard pretrial. If you don't think you can do it, let me know. I'll set a bond.
You can do it, Judge.
All right, report within 24 hours. It doesn't include tomorrow, but they are open on Monday. Be there by 3. Thank you. And, Mr. Romero, you have to talk to him. He doesn't have a mailing address. He can't ask pretrial, but it's going to go to the old address. Maybe he can find somebody that he can use their mailing address.
Exactly.
Does he want to go to the Does he want to go to the CRC?
That is a good idea. Let me talk to him right now, real quick.
Okay. Do we have anybody at North Broward waiting?
No,
No, Your Honor, just second looks, but they're all medical resets.
How can they all be medical resets?
There were medical resets some of them were medical resets this morning.
Okay, Destiny Barnes is a medical reset.
Yes. Thank you, Judge. Medical reset, Macintosh, medical reset.
Hold on, I gotta write it down. Hold on.
Okay.
So we have Destiny Barnes, Macintosh. When were these people arrested? 9/4?
Your Honor, you transferred Ms. McIntosh's case to Judge Leonard Wren this morning.
Okay, so that one we're out, so that's an MI case, okay. Regina Hawkins.
You transferred her to MI also.
Okay, that's an MI medical reset. Shanta Donald.
Medical reset as well.
Has she been a medical reset since 8/14?
No, Your Honor. When she was first arrested, there was a few medical resets. She had her first appearance. You found PC. You set the bond at $1,000 on the battery.
How long has she been in jail on this $1,000 on a medical reset?
She hasn't been a medical reset since the 14th. She was arrested on the 14th.
Has anybody from your office spoken to her? I have that she's been in jail since 8/14. And has it been a medical reset the whole time?
No, she had her first appearance. Your Honor said found probable cause and set $1,000 bond.
All right. When was she put in medical?
I have no idea. Shanta Donald.
Is our office just sent in the application on this? It appears we've tried a few times. She may have been Baker acted or out where we couldn't see her.
Okay. All right, I want you to keep on top of this.
I'm gonna mark it as, I'll flag it, Judge.
Because, you know, the jail is not a mental health facility. I mean, maybe she's better off being somewhere else. Does anybody know whose division this is?
What I'm seeing is Gottlieb.
All right. Someone needs to be alerted in Gottlieb's division and do something with this. Okay, so let's go to Destiny Barnes is medical reset. What about Derek Coates? Where is he?
He's out. He resolved the case.
I couldn't hear everybody.
He resolved the case. He's out of custody.
So that's bonded or change of plea. Is there anybody else at North Broward?
Don't believe so.
Deputy, do you have anyone else at North Broward?
No, you don't.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have one at Paul Rhine? Grace?
I do.
Grace Pressey?
Hello.
Hello. All right, so you have, what page is this?
Page 2, second look. She had other cases. She had a felony violation of probation that she was ROR'd on. She had another misdemeanor hold that she was also ROR'd on. So this $100 is the only thing holding her.
I'm sorry, what's her name?
Grace Presti.
Page 2.
Yes. She originally had a 2014 violation of probation, which is in front of Judge Merrigan, but he ROR'd her. And then there was also
She just has $100 bond?
this is the only thing remaining. Everything else she got ROR'd on while it's pending.
When's her next court date?
I have the violation of probation is set for 9/28, and Judge Merrigan,
Did he release her on that?
He released her ROR on that.
All right,
Yes.
I'm going to ROR her on this, but we need to confirm her address. Do you have an address? If you don't, then there's other ways we can get you to look up your court date.
I have an address.
All
to
right.
have it be mailed.
That's fine. You can also go to browardclerk.org. You can also go to any of the 4 courthouses, or you can call the public defender. Okay, so I'm going to ROR you. What's your address?
3160.
Someone's
Jackson.
writing it down, so you better say it a little slower. 3160.
sorry.
That's okay.
Jackson Boulevard,
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 33312. Or is it 11?
It auto-populates, Julie, for the clerk. So just do it on an order, and I'll stamp it. Okay? Or Jackie, you could give this to Julie.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, wait, I'm gonna ask that you order Ms. Presti not to have any contact with Lori Aldridge or with any of her property.
You hear that, ma'am?
That's fine. I haven't spoken to her since.
All right, good. All right, good luck to you, ma'am. Look for your court date. I don't want to see you back here again, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good weekend. All right, so no one else there? No one at North Broward? Does Conti have anybody? Nope. It's all Mr. Romero.
I'm ready to go, Judge.
All right. Luis DeGracia.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have battery, second or subsequent offense, $1,000 bond. What is the name of this nightclub?
Alibi.
2266 Wilton Drive. Wilton Manors. I don't know what the name of it is, but you're not to return there, sir, until further order of court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Georgie's alibi.
Georgie's alibi. Court finds probable cause, bond set at $1,000. Is your address 9050 Northwest 28th Street, 114 Coral Springs?
That's a residential address, ma'am.
Good.
Judge, Mr. De Garcia is currently under the supervision of pretrial services in case number 18-10654-CF10A. It's a battery on Leo and a disorderly conduct. Based on the court's finding of probable cause, we'd ask that you revoke his supervision in that case.
All right.
He was placed on pretrial August 31st, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, specifically in that case, it was emergency medical technician or employee. It was an ER nurse. He, according to the report, he threatened the ER nurse, threatened to punch the ER nurse, and ultimately spit on the ER nurse. And now he's before the court today at this nightclub spitting on security personnel.
All right. I'm going to no bond him on the 18-10654-CF10A, the battery on a law enforcement officer. Actually, on count 1. Count 2, I'll do an ROR. That's an 18-10654-CF10A. Anything further, Mr. Romero, on the battery, second or subsequent offense?
Judge, just that financially, he's not going to be able to afford to post that $1,000 bond.
Okay, I'll do $999 then. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. I signed below, and I'm sorry I did it twice. Oh.
Judge, we're gonna require a photo order from Mr. DeGracia. I forgot to order that.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
We're almost done.
I'm out of.
Rodolfo Garan Diaz, do you have more orders? Oh, now you know the secret location.
Stop bothering. I know where they are. Okay. And I'm sorry, that was on Mr.
Approaching, Judge.
Gracia, correct? Yes.
Okay, Mr. Rodolfo Garan Diaz. You have possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 2, possession with intent to purchase methamphetamine. Can't tell if it's $3,500. Operating without a valid DL. $25 bond, attaching a registration plate not assigned, $25. Counts 5 and 6 are capious felonies. Excuse me. There are 2 no bond holds for possession of cocaine, possession of methamphetamine. You have a hearing before your division judge, Judge Elizabeth Shear, on September 12th at 8:45 a.m. The court does find probable cause. I would like to verify your mailing address is 551 Northwest 147th Street, Miami, Florida.
That is correct, Judge.
Okay, what say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, considering he has no bond holds, he's gonna have to see his division judge, so we'd be deferring any bond modifications at that time.
November 12th, which is this Wednesday, 8:45. Tell you what, on counts 3 and 4, I'm going to set it $1 each. And count 1, I'm going to set at $9.99. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Glenn Ellis.
He's approaching, Judge.
Hello, Mr. Ellis. Thank you for your patience. You have a capious misdemeanor for, this is the one that has the battery. What's going on with this? Want me to recap, Ivy? Well, I can tell you he was served with the capious today. So how could that be the only information you have? And I'm not saying it, you know.
It could have been improperly entered into Odyssey.
He has a capious, and we're going to magistrate him on the capious. Someone's going to write it up. Or, Ivy, I don't know who you can call the capious division. Someone's got to find this out. Because I know you told me we had this issue. No, I didn't tell you anything. No, I'm not saying something like this case, but in the past it's taken a week or two, and I just don't want someone to sit in jail because of something clerical. I have resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, $250 bonds. So someone needs to call up and check case number. Let me give you the case number, 18. Take this case number, Ivy, because I'm taking a break at 2:32. 185039.
Yes, Your Honor, it's right here. I got it.
Yes.
I got it.
What is it?
No, I got it on the paper. I'm gonna check it out and see what's going on because this is the officer, so he has his number.
Well, wait a second. He has a capious. This has nothing to do with the officer. He has a capious issued by a judge. It has nothing to do with this arresting officer.
No, what I said, he crossed it out. I don't know the reason he didn't find it.
because he saw that he had a capias. Maybe Eric needs to call the officer. I don't know, but we need to resolve this. Not going to have someone sit in jail. Sorry.
And Judge, my understanding on the 185039 MM10A, I believe it's a misdemeanor battery. He said he went to court, I believe, recently, maybe within the 2 weeks or something like that. The alleged victim is his brother, and his brother was in court with him, filled out a waiver of prosecution, and he thought it was his understanding that the state was going to drop the case.
And the reason that I'm concerned that this may have been entered, I know it says capias served. It doesn't show capias issued anywhere. At least in Odyssey, it doesn't show that a capias was ever issued.
Is this a Judge McHugh case?
It was transferred to Judge Pohl on, one moment.
To Judge who?
Judge Pohl. Because it was transferred to Judge Pohl on July 25th. One moment, Your Honor. Let me just check something. No, I'm sorry. This is with Judge McHugh. This is with Judge McHugh. I'm looking to see.
I got to sign back in again. It keeps signing me out. I don't know why. I guess I timed it out.
Let me check something, Your Honor.
Yes. For the address?
Oops.
Hi, this is Judge Malika. How are you?
I'll have him call you.
Or I'll call her.
Yeah.
If we need to.
Hector, do you want to have Mr. Ellis come up? Okay.
He's here.
Your Honor, I spoke with Ana Lopez Garcia from my office. She's the assigned prosecutor in the case. And Mr. Ellis had a calendar call scheduled on Wednesday before Judge McHugh. He did not appear. Judge McHugh issued a $5,000 bond. The reason I suspect what might have happened is the clerk's office might not have gotten the capias, the BSO warrants, since it was only 2 days ago. And that's why if BSO's looking in their system, they may not see it in the system yet. And that's why the clerk's office, that's why if you look in Odyssey, it doesn't show KPS issued yet. Something doesn't make sense because the officer obviously saw something to write it down. So the officer saw something that I'm guessing BSO didn't see in their system. But I can tell you a $5,000 KPS was issued for his failure to appear before Judge McHugh on Wednesday.
All right, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna magistrate him on this one. I'm gonna leave it in the public defender's responsibility to follow up on this case. He does have a hearing before Judge McHugh on Wednesday in any event. So we're here on
September 12th, right?
Yes, at 9 a.m. So we're here on the resisting without violence, $250 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you?
Your Honor, I don't have.
Want to offer?
I don't have an offer, Your Honor. There's a lot of moving pieces to this case. Just so the court's aware, originally there was a charge of attempted murder that was dropped. He's got the other pending battery.
All right, you know what? I'm going to leave. It was originally a what?
There was one moment, Judge. There was, the original charges were of a domestic violence injunction. Those, admittedly, those charges were dropped.
Attempted murder and violation of what?
Domestic violence injunction. And also considering he has an open domestic violence case on a separate matter. And yet, Your Honor, when I misspoke before, I meant this was the case that was transferred to Judge Paul, the resisting without.
Okay, I'm going to leave the bond. Or actually, I'm going to make it $249. Thank you.
Judge.
So when is he going before Judge McHugh? We're going to have to set this on Tuesday before Judge McHugh.
What's the number again? Oh, I got it.
Madam Clerk?
Tuesday for Judge
McHugh. Okay? Thank you. Please make sure someone sets it. All right, do we have anybody left?
Yes, Judge, we have Mr. Valson Schneider. He is on your felony second look docket. Judge, I believe he's being held on a $750 bond. He's been in custody since June 8th, 2018. I believe initially he had a VOP. That VOP, I think, resolved. So now this is the only thing holding him. So, Judge, I'd ask you to consider an R1 on his behalf. I believe his probation was, he was placed on probation, so he's going to be supervised. So that's why we're going to be asking for an R1 on this felony petty theft, Judge.
The state would be objecting. He had his first appearance. He had a second look that Judge Singal denied. He was arraigned July 18th.
When was that Judge Singal denied it, though?
When or why?
When?
That was in July 11th.
All right, so now he's in jail on 750. Okay, go ahead.
He had, and you know, I apologize, that was not a second look, that was a motion for release. He had an arraignment July 18th. There's been hearings, there was a hearing as recently as Wednesday before Judge Fine. There's been no motion for a bond modification filed.
Not sure when that motion was denied. I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. The previous motion for release, you said that Judge Singal denied?
Yeah, that was in July 11th.
Okay, because I see
That
that he
was
was.
a motion for ROR.
I see.
Motion for ROR.
That was, yeah.
Well, yeah, he was placed on probation on the misdemeanor case July 6th.
That's why when someone does an order, someone should write on there. You should make sure, Julie, someone from your office writes why.
The felony case that he had resisting with was no info.
All right, so let me ask you this. What's his last time he got a charge? A couple of times. I know he has the VOP.
One moment, Judge. This arrest was June 8th. His arrest before that was May 12th.
What was June 8th for? The VOP?
The felony theft.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. May 12th, that was for a battery, possession of cannabis, resisting without violence. He was placed on pretrial, and that's the case. And then ultimately he was placed on probation. Then July of last year on a burglary that he was in custody till February of this year. One moment. He pled that out to a trespass, resisting without violence last year, career offender, failure to register 2016. Battery on a law enforcement officer.
So he's been in jail for a while.
Yes.
June 8th.
He's been in custody since June 8th,
on this.
Judge, and he's resolved his case. He's going to be on probation, so he's on probation now.
He is on misdemeanor probation.
He is?
Yes. That started
For how long?
July.
Hold on, Eric's trying to say something.
I'm sorry.
Well, I just wanted to check something because
He's on, not DOC, he's on misdemeanor probation. For how long?
I'm looking.
6 months, I believe.
And I just want the court to be aware of this because Mr. Romero is saying he just resolved his case. He was placed on probation June 14th, 6 days after he was arrested for this offense. So there's been plenty of time for a motion to be filed in front of Judge Fine.
The other case, though, there was another misdemeanor he resolved July 6th.
All right, I'm going to put him on standard pretrial supervision. He messes it up, he messes it up. I mean, technically, all he has to do is pay $100. I'd rather put him on pretrial.
Thank you, Judge. Let me give you the paperwork. You have to show up. You have to show up on Monday before 12 noon. Hold on. The judge is going to instruct you.
24 hours. Want to verify his address? Let me see what it is on here.
Yes, no bond.
What's your address, sir?
2019 Southwest
I'm sorry,
20th Street.
I didn't catch it.
Do you want to know something? Why do we have 212?
212
I think I was.
on the 2019?
I'm sorry.
No.
It says 212 Southwest 20th Street, number 1.
All right, bye.
Oh, I don't live in this address anymore.
Okay, every time you update your address, you have to notify your attorney and the court and the clerk. What's your new address?
2019 Southwest
219 or 2019?
2019 Southwest 20th Street.
20 Street.
Yes, ma'am.
Apartment?
Apartment 1.
And where is that?
That's Fort Lauderdale.
I'd love to know the statistics for me changing these addresses. All right, so you're going to have to report within 24 hours. I'm not going to have him report once a month because he is going to probation. I'm just going to have him call in twice a week.
Thank you, Judge.
But he does have to report the first time, Mr. Romero.
Okay, so make sure you're there on Monday.
Thank you, man.
Hold on a second. He
Hold on a
has,
second.
Eric,
Yes.
he has a felony petty theft.
That's this
But
case
then he
here.
has unlawful use of false name. Is that
He's already
an
been
NC?
that's on this. He's already been ROR'd on that. He doesn't have a bond.
Do I need to put that? Okay.
Here, hold on one second.
So he has Kerry. I don't know if it needs to go on there. I'm only putting him on pretrial on the felony.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
5388.
Yeah.
You get too many numbers in your head. It's, yeah. No. June 14th. That's when they put the order of probation into the system. When he was actually placed on probation was June 14th. It's okay. Look, it's okay. And at the end of the day, when you see him going nuts, why are you issuing a big back? Stop trying to push it.
Okay, who is this?
This is Mr. John Foltz. He was on your felony second.
Is this the last person?
Yes.
That is correct, Judge.
He's got
To the wire.
He's got a $1,000 bond on a bat Leo, Your Honor. The allegation is he kicked a law enforcement officer.
Who is this?
John Foltz. This was.
Okay, page 3.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. The allegation is he kicked a law enforcement officer. He was arrested August 21st of this year for resisting without violence and trespassing. He was sentenced to 5 days county jail. He was released August 25th. In that case, one moment. The allegation was he was at Broward Health. He was yelling and cursing at sick patients coming into the ER. He was cursing and yelling at the officer when he told me he had to leave the property. He clenched his fist and started walking towards the officer. His history involves he has prior violence against law enforcement. 2017, battery on a law enforcement officer, 120 days county jail. Resisting without violence from April this year. Resisting without violence 2016.
Where does he live?
Judge, he's homeless.
Is he going to mental health court or anything,
No, that's a felony, but just so the court's aware, how this situation in this case was initiated was, he was trespassing where there was a posted no trespass property, throwing rocks at passing vehicles in the roadway.
Mm-hmm.
When contact was made, he was cursing at security and the person that reported the incident.
Okay.
He advised the officer to take him to jail. Guess they complied with his demand, took him into custody, and that's when, according to the allegation, when he was placed in the vehicle, he kicked the officer in the leg.
What say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, he's 59 years old. He's originally from Michigan. He's relocated down here to South Florida. Unfortunately, at this time, from what he advised me, he has really no sort of family, no sort of friend, no one to post a monetary bond. Judge, he does tell me that this is him, Judge. So right now, we'll be asking for pretrial release.
Can't do that in this case. You need to find alternate arrangements. If you want, we'll reset it for Monday. I mean Tuesday. Or Wednesday.
Nothing's gonna change, Judge.
You can't find a place for him to maybe go?
I
Okay.
don't know of any facility, Judge.
All right, well,
I know
maybe
he
Mr.
signed up for the public defender's office, and you'll have an assigned ERU attorney. The ERU attorney's going to go
Okay,
visit
fine,
him,
then
and
let
they're
him
gonna
go to
find a
his
place.
division judge. I'm going to deny the motion.
Understood.
Thank you. Okay, one person, Paul Sims. I thought we were going to, for Bark?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What about Collins? I'm sorry, Judge. Collins, Roscoe Collins?
Bonded.
He bonded, and there was some on the second look, Shanta Donald, Regina Hawkins.
Medical reset.
Oh, they're all.
We don't have to reset her. She sent her to MI.
And Shirley McIntyre was reset also, right?
You don't have to reset it. She was sent to Judge Leonard Reynolds.
Okay. So no action.
Yep. Thank you. Have a great weekend. See you Tuesday.
Judge, can you just sign these?